episode 3728. Look how far you've come.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. We are drowning in rain right now. Yes, I feel like all it's doing is raining. Well, I know it's good for the skies to open up, and it's so much better for our plants and our vegetation and all of that. But seriously, look how far you've come. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and to sign up for the Kisses newsletter to keep it simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Well, you heard me correctly. It is Relationship Builders Day. It is about marriage. And we've got to look back in order to go forward. And sometimes we just forget those things. We forget the little things. And, you know, with the heavens opening up, basically, and all this rain coming down, sometimes I feel like marriage can feel just like that. It can be that way in our minds where we're just being dumped on all the time. And it's like, oh, dating was fabulous, but now we're in it together. And now really we're not in it together because I want it my way and we have to live to do it our way. And no, my way's still better. No, but his way's better. You see what I mean? It just can be this tug of war. And at what point do you give in? At what point do you say enough is enough? At what point do you mature to the degree of we are in it together. We are better together and we can help each other. Iron sharpens iron. We can do that for each other. Because as you know, marriage is a journey that evolves over time from the initial spark of that first date to the intricate tapestry of navigating careers, raising a family, and weathering life's storms together, literally and figuratively. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget to pause and reflect. What if you were to take a moment to look how far you've come? Because like I said, doing life together is better, but it does require a significant amount of work. It takes a ton of work if you want to have a great marriage. And even though the work is worth it, you won't know it unless you take the time to reflect and look how far you've come. Let's think about our career. If you were to be in your career, whatever that is, you could be, oh my goodness, let's just say you could be an electrician or the trash collector. And let me tell you, my trash collectors, I so appreciate them. Oh, and I do pack my things very, very well. So I keep it clean for them. I really do try because they have a tough job. I mean, someone's got to do it, right? But let's say you're a trash collector, electrician, maybe you're the president of the United States or anything and everything in between. No matter what you're doing and where you're going in life, if you don't look back at where you started, you're never going to know how far you've come. It's going to be like, yeah, I just arrived here. It feels like it happened overnight because as we get older, we are more aware of time. When we were younger, time meant nothing to us, right? An hour was like, I don't know. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? But as we get older, we're like, wow, literally 6 months go by in 3 blinks. I mean, look at it. We are mid-June right now. Crazy, I know. Did you survive Friday the 13th? Oh, we'll leave that for another episode. But anyway, oh, and the full moon this week. Did you see the strawberry moon? Okay, I know, I digress. But seriously, when we look back and reflect, it allows us to see, wow, I have done great things. Man, I've really progressed in my career in the direction I'm heading. And I can't believe I did that and all of that. I mean, there are times that I sit back and I look at what I've done from high school to college into early years of marriage and everything in between. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, wait, I did that too. It's not because I didn't appreciate it. It wasn't because I wasn't present. It was because, well, right now, a lot of things now happen every single day that I have to make room sometimes in my brain that sometimes it's like, okay, that's far removed now. I have taken myself out of that and now I'm over here in this stage of life. You got to think back to things that drove you crazy in your relationship. Seriously. Yet, as you've matured and grown individually or as a couple, you see what drove you crazy then as a little quirk that now you giggle about it. Life is too short to fret about all the things. We can complain, We can get, just fussy at each other. We can have our adult temper tantrums, which I advise you not to do that, but we'll leave that too for another episode. But there are definitely things that should and will concern you. That is part of life, but not all the things. If you're sitting here, worried about, gosh, he doesn't put the toilet seat down, not putting the shoes away, not taking out the trash, not folding up this, coughing in my ear when he talks to me on the phone, gurgling at this and laughing at this and sending me 10,000 reels, which I don't have time with and are for. And you know what? I just really don't care. And all of a sudden you're like all flustered. Why? Why? Life is too short to fret about all the things. What if you were to sit back and say, I think it's cute that he sends me a few of these crazy reels that absolutely mean nothing to me, but because he saw something that he thought I would like, he was thinking of me. Wow, that changes the tune, doesn't it? It's no longer then about what I want, what I like, what is it about my time, but now it's about, oh, wait, he was thinking of me. And he wanted to share something with me, not anybody else, but with me. We've got to stop fretting about all the things. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself crazy for sure. However, you don't have to be like everyone else. You don't have to do the things that everyone else does. You can be one of those incredible marriages that stands out in a crowd, where people look, and when you're walking down the beach, when you're 10, 20 years older than where you are right now, they look at you and they say, wow, hon, I can't wait to be there. Think about it when you see a young couple getting married. I love to see the ones that are on the courthouse steps. I love to see the ones that are in beaches, or not necessarily in beaches, but at the beach. I just love all of it. I just love weddings, period. We went on a trip, I think it's been a few years back now, and we were high up in our condominium there. And when you look down, you could see the whole thing next door to us, and they rented out the back. And it was so fun. I felt like I was a part of the wedding. They didn't even invite me, but I was a part of the wedding. And I just enjoyed the evening. And I thought, that's what love is all about. We tend to just mess around with it in our head going, it has to look this way. I guarantee you that picture that you've painted in your head is not the right picture, because we're flawed individuals. And we've got to realize that as we come together as a couple, that not only are we going to be flawed, but we have to have an unconditional love for each other. We have to extend that grace just as God extends it to us. So you don't have to be like everyone else. You can view your spouse through the lens of unconditional love, and that will bring you to the point where you can celebrate how far you've come. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Celebrate. We don't celebrate enough. Why would you have to wait until your anniversary? I mean, we have one coming up. We're going to be married 32 years, been together 35 and a half years. I kind of scratch my head at that and think, no way we've been together that long. And then I think about how my son just recently had a big, big birthday, which now he can go out and do absolutely anything. And that includes drinking and gambling. Not that I encourage that, by the way, just saying. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're getting older. You're getting up there when your baby is no longer the baby, and they can go out and do and make any decision that they want, which I trust all of my children. They are incredible children. Do they make mistakes? Yes, but so do I. So I can't blame them for anything, right? You got to look in the mirror once in a while. But one of the things I think we don't do enough of is celebrate. We don't see the blessings that are right before us because we think we have to wait till the birth date, or we have to wait for the anniversary. Why? Why can't your anniversary be every single day? What a concept. Like, seriously, what if you woke up and said, I love you, happy anniversary? And then the next day you woke up, I love you, happy anniversary. How would that change things for you? How would that change the way you look at your spouse? How would that change things in the way you look at yourself? Because if you don't celebrate how far you've come, no one will. No one's going to celebrate that for you. You have to. And in fact, if you don't want to do it every day, why not do it at least every year, and not necessarily on that anniversary? Imagine what it could be like to where you can just sit in each other's presence, not say anything, but be able to look into each other's eyes and know exactly what the other person's thinking because you've shared so much. Yeah, you've experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly, but now with a different perspective than when you're on the other side. Because I'm telling you right now, poop hits the fan, right? It just does. And when it hits the fan, you have to determine how you're going to go about reconciling that kind of stuff in your life, the CRAPs of life. Well, if you've got the challenges, the rejections, the adversities, and the problems, that's what stands for, if you weren't sure. But it's just easier to say the CRAPs of life. But if you look at that and you say, gosh, yeah, I do have a better perspective. It allows you to say, what a blessing I have. I've got a great man beside me. I've got a great woman. And I need to cherish that. So what does it look like to celebrate how far you've come as a couple and even just by yourself? Allows you to reflect. Number one, reflect on milestones. Take a trip down memory lane by revisiting maybe some significant moments in your relationship, whether it's your first date, the day you got engaged, or maybe a memorable vacation. Reminiscing about these milestones can reignite the spark and remind you of the bond you share. What goes beyond the troubles and the struggles? That's what you're looking at here. And you can even create, this is one thing I do like about Facebook, if you use Facebook or Instagram. And honestly, if you don't use it, your photos works this way because my husband sends them to me all the time. But it comes up with just kind of this overview, and it'll come up with a year. And it will talk about like the holidays. So sometimes we'll do a Christmas montage of it, and it does it itself. So it creates this digital scrapbook. It's wonderful. Why not look at those? Why not go back and say, do you remember when we did this? And it could be a silly time. It could have been a time of frustration where you thought you never were going to get to the other side, but somehow you survived and you're still holding hands to this day. Maybe you've got to get out that old video. I know I've been thinking about that recently. I'm like, you know what? Packing up, I'm moving things around. I want to get out our old wedding videos and I want to watch them. And my kids are old enough now, and now I have grandbabies. I want them to see what it was like for Grandma and Papa to get married. How cool would that be? Pretty awesome in my opinion. So reflect on milestones. Number 2, acknowledge your growth. Marriage is a journey of growth and self-discovery, who you are and who you are becoming both as individuals and as a couple. How have you overcome challenges together? How have you developed new hobbies and interests? And what are they? What does it look like? What is your spouse now totally interested in that he had no interest in when you got married? Oh, I can tell you mine right off the bat. Guitars. We'll leave it at that because I could be here forever talking about guitars. But I love that he has that because let me tell you, he could have a lot of other hobbies or interests, which would not be healthy, right? So you got to kind of look at that. And it's kind of like horses are expensive. Well, so are guitars. So we'll leave it to that. But seriously, acknowledge the progress you made, both individually and as spouses, right? As partners, life partners, and celebrate the ways in which you've supported each other's growth. What have you done for each other's career? And if you're one who says, you know what, I'm a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, that's okay. What have you seen? You've grown. Even though you stayed home, your career just looks a little bit different. In fact, you probably don't get all the recognition you deserve, but you still have grown. What is that? What does that look like? Acknowledge those. Have those conversations. Celebrate each other. I look at my husband and I'm like, every day, I literally think almost every day, I say, you know what, you used to, and I would fill in the blank. And I said, but now you don't. I said, I just love that about you. And it's kind of fun because we can acknowledge where we were and now where we are. And that's an evolution in our own self when it comes to being a couple and being better together. And then finally, number 3, express gratitude. Take a moment to really tell your partner how much they mean to you. And not just the quick flip it, I love you. I love you. Okay, I love you. Okay, good night. Good night. I love you. Whatever it is, right? Where literally your tongue gets tied because you say it so often. I want you to say it out of turn. And what I mean by that is you just tell them, hey, I'm so grateful that you're willing to do this crazy silliness of life with me. Thanks for being an incredible man. out of the blue when he least expects it. That's what you want to be able to do. Maybe for you, expressing yourself verbally is a hard thing. So why not write a heartfelt letter? We talked about this weeks ago. I don't remember what episode, but you can go look for it. And it's writing that love letter, a love letter to your spouse. Maybe it's, planning a surprise date night where you guys simply do nothing but hang and reminisce and just say, you know what, this is just to tell you I love you. Thank you. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for the little things that you do. Because one of the greatest things that can deepen your connection and remind you of the blessings in your life is being thankful, is truly being grateful for where you are. And that is a hard thing to do. And when you've got the chaos around you and you're sitting here feeling like you're burning the candle at both ends and you've got younger kids, I'm just talking that they're living with you. Younger means they're younger than you, right? I mean, that falls into a whole nother area. And I've got still 3 hanging out with me. That's about to change, but we're still in that stage right now. And a lot of changes are going to happen in the next few months into the fall. And I'm excited about that. But that's something that my husband and we get to enjoy together and say, oh man, you remember when we used to move all this stuff? Now we're moving the kids. Isn't it nice to be settled? Even though we're not settled. But it's kind of the thought of, you know what? We planted our feet here and we're good for this moment. My friend, life is a beautiful journey, and marriage is a testament to the strength of love and commitment. And when you commit to each other and actually you're like, you know what? Yeah, life isn't easy, but when we do it together, it is so much better. So take that time to look back and appreciate how far you've come as a couple. Then you can discover that renewed joy and appreciation for the remarkable bond that you have, that super glue. You got to have that super glue. That crazy commercial Gorilla Glue. Yeah, you need like the heavenly glue, the one that you stick through it through thick and thin. So embrace the journey, celebrate the milestones, and cherish the moments that have brought you closer together. In other words, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.